For a large number of you, pomegranates are essentially just expensive sugar water. Everyone tells you they're one of the world's greatest longevity foods. But here's the surprising truth. You get the sugar, you get the calories. But you may never produce the one molecule scientists are most excited about, and there's no way to tell just by eating the fruit. So why does this happen? And why do some people seem to benefit far more than others? Today, I'm going to show you what I call the 40% Club, the hidden gut secret that determines whether this fruit becomes an ordinary snack or one of the most fascinating foods for supporting healthy cellular function. And by the end of this video, you'll know exactly why this happens and what you can do about it. Quick note before we go deeper. This video is for educational purposes only, not medical advice. If you're considering supplements or have an existing health condition, check with your healthcare provider first. Now, here's the part almost nobody tells you. Pomegranates don't actually contain the compound you keep hearing about. What they contain are elegotannins, and those are just raw materials. Whether those raw materials become something valuable depends entirely on what happens after you swallow them. Think of it like this. Your gut works like a factory. Every time you eat a pomegranate, a truck pulls up and drops off a shipment of elegotannins at the loading dock. But raw materials sitting in a warehouse don't build anything by themselves. A factory needs workers. In your gut, those workers are specific strains of bacteria. Researchers have traced this to genera like Gordonobacter, and only they know how to take those raw materials and turn them into a finished product. Here's where it gets interesting. Some people's gut factories are fully staffed. The workers show up, the raw materials get processed, and out comes a compound researchers have been studying closely. But other people's factories are missing the right workers entirely. The truck still arrives. The raw materials still get delivered. But nothing gets built. The shipment just sits there, unused, and eventually leaves the building the same way it came in. That finished product, the one only a fully staffed gut factory can produce, is called Urolithin A. And here's the number that makes this whole story worth telling. Research suggests that a meaningful share of the population produces very little of it, simply because their gut doesn't host enough of the right bacterial workers. Studies have found this number varies widely depending on the population, but estimates cluster around 40%, which is why I call this the 40% Club, not a precise diagnosis. Just a name for a surprisingly large group of people eating a longevity food and getting almost none of what makes it interesting. Here's why the factory metaphor actually matters. And this is the part that changes how you think about energy, not just nutrition. Urolithin A is being studied for its role in something called mitophagy. If you've watched my videos on autophagy, you already know that process as your body cleaning house, clearing out damaged proteins and cellular debris. Mitophagy is different. Mitophagy repairs the power grid. Every one of your cells runs on tiny power plants called mitochondria, and over time, some of them get worn out and inefficient. Mitophagy is the process of identifying those worn-out power plants and recycling them so healthier ones can take their place. Let's pause the science for a second. Do you often feel tired even after a full night's sleep? Or do your muscles seem to take longer to recover than they used to? Mitochondria are a meaningful part of that story. Not the only part, but a real one. And healthy, well-maintained mitochondria play a direct role in how efficiently your cells generate energy. That's why researchers are so interested in what supports mitophagy in the first place. Because the power grid doesn't just affect performance. It affects how you feel every day. So if you suspect your gut factory might be understaffed, what can you actually do about it? There are two paths, and they work in very different ways. The first is the long game. Hire the workers. Certain gut bacteria thrive when you feed them fiber-rich and polyphenol-rich foods. Walnuts, berries, and a genuinely diverse plant-based diet all help create an environment where the microbes involved in this conversion process are more likely to survive and multiply. You're not adding the finished product directly. You're making the factory floor a better place for the right workers to want to stay. The second path is the shortcut. Bypass the factory completely. Because researchers know a significant portion of people convert very little urolithin A on their own, some companies now manufacture the compound directly, with concentrated urolithin A supplements now available on the market. That approach skips the gut conversion step entirely, delivering the finished product straight to the customer without ever needing a factory at all. If you've watched my Lazy Guide series, you already know exactly what to call this. It's the lazy approach because it skips the raw materials, the workers, and the whole production line. Either path can move you toward the same destination. One rebuilds the factory, the other drives around it, but both are only useful once you understand that the factory even exists and that eating the fruit was never the whole story. So here's what I want you to remember. Autophagy cleans the house, mitophagy repairs the power grid, and whether your body can actually build the tools it needs to run, that repair job depends on more than just what's on your plate. It depends on who's working the factory floor inside you. I want to know, had you ever heard of urolithin A before today? Or is this the first time you're learning that your gut bacteria can completely change how your body responds to a food like pomegranate? Let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed uncovering one of the body's hidden repair mechanisms, subscribe for more simple, science-based videos on autophagy, mitophagy, and cellular repair. And if you'd like a full video on the best foods to naturally support the gut microbes involved in this process, let me know below.